What's up, guys? I'm Tim Gettys. This is Jose Otero.
What's going on?
Today, we were talking about custom movesets in Super Smash Bros. For Wii U and 3DS. Now, Jose.
Yes, sir.
The Smash Bros. Website was updated. What did we see?
Oh, we saw a bunch of information go up. Just stuff that mostly Nintendo had spoken about at E3 regarding custom movesets and sort of the variations, the sort of permutations regarding armor and abilities and whatnot, and just what to expect really and what that means for Smash Bros.
Yeah, so it's under the How to Play section on the website. So it goes more into the details of how custom moves are going to work. They showed it for a bunch of the characters. The Mii fighters have like a bunch of moves and stuff. They also showed in some of the screens that like Donkey Kong has his little tornado punch and stuff.
Sure.
But now we know how it works.
Yeah.
So, for example, Mario. Every character has their three special moves. The horizontal move, up move, down move.
That's right.
And from there, there's different permutations for each one. There's 3 variations for each direction.
Sure.
So, for example, Mario's the B's the fireball, right? So, for fireball, there's different variations where one goes more straight and one makes more of a blast right in front of you, kind of similar to his A smash, or right smash.
And you sort of look at it and go, well, how would that help me? Well, honestly, it helps your playstyle a little bit, right? You get to define these characters a little bit and say, all right, well, I want my Mario to maybe be a little tanky and instead sort of fire a big fire blast as a way to, either get away from opponents or just be a up close threat.
Yeah.
Maybe something that doesn't travel across the screen quickly. You have those options. You get to really pick.
Exactly. And so every single character has these options for custom moves, and like I'm sure some of them are going to be more projectile based, and some of them are going to be more like, oh, now it hits from both sides instead of one side. Yeah. And you kind of are going to have to pick and choose what makes the most sense for your playstyle.
Yeah. But who are the exceptions to this? So there are 2.
The exceptions right now are Mii Fighter and Palutena. Both characters announced at E3, and as we saw, we knew about Mii Fighter because they directly said that there was going to be the 3 different styles and that they're going to have all the different movesets and all that. What we didn't know was Palutena. If you look in the trailer, she has a whole bunch of moves.
Oh man, yeah.
And the difference here is, instead of her having variations on her moves, there's just different moves you can choose that are completely different. And we've seen a bunch of them in the trailer and in a bunch of screens too.
Yeah, and we were kind of wondering when we saw that trailer, like, how does she have all these moves? Like, every single direction.
All these unique attacks.
Yeah, but now we know that ultimately it comes down to you and you get to decide how that works. So then talk a little bit about, oh no, go ahead.
Well, the last thing on that is I would not be surprised if more characters are announced to be like that too in the future. All right. So that'll be interesting. But you cannot use these custom characters when you play online with anybody. Because they really understand that like this completely upsets the balance of the game, and this is more of a for fun thing, very similar to like all the lightning mode and Brawl and like all the different variations you could do. They were fun, but not competitive. Yeah.
So with your friends, but not for fun.
You can play. No, yeah, exactly. You can play with your friends online using this stuff. You can do whatever you want, but not competitively, or not with anyone, even if it's not competitive.
Got it.
Yeah. Next up, equipable items.
There you go. All right, so this is really important because this has some history in Smash Brothers a little bit. You were talking about it earlier with stickers.
Yeah, in Brawl there was the stickers in the single player mode, in the Subspace Emissary, where it would make you put little stickers on and then like it would make you faster or stronger or have fire-based attacks and like all this type of stuff. Sure. But this is now in the main Versus game.
All right, and if you're familiar with Sakurai's work, you know he worked on Kid Icarus Uprising as a good example. And there was sort of a version of this as well in there where if you were playing through difficulty or different stages of the game, you can sort of set different equipment, but they had this weird like square space you had to work with, and every move and every item had sort of every item, ability had certain like shape to it, and you had to kind of make it fit and work, and that was their attempt to balance it. Smash Brothers takes a completely different direction with this.
Yeah, so there's 3 different categories. There's attack, defense, and speed. Okay. And so you can equip things that will adjust your stats accordingly with those things. But when you add to your speed, it will affect the other categories too. So there is a form of balancing where you can't just like stack up and be like super dominant.
Yeah, and you see it on each piece of equipment where like it'll say, okay, your attack value will go up by 100, let's say, but then your defense will go down by 50. Yeah, something like that. So you'll see some of the changes being made, and ultimately that's just, like Tim said, a way to kind of balance out how much you can change and what sort of you're going to get out of this. Now, hopefully, everything has been taken into consideration.
Yeah, exactly.
Even though it's a for fun mode, no one wants to find out, well, this is the perfect way to play it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm pretty interested in how this is all going to work. The final thing is the Mii Fighters.
Okay.
So we knew that there's the 3 different variations of Mii Fighter.
That's
Each
right.
one has the 4 different moves, the specials, and you get to choose the different attacks for that. Also, this character you cannot play in the online, the for glory mode at all.
Okay. Surprise.
But what they announced here is there's custom parts. You can also change your character's hat and clothing.
Okay.
So there's little football helmets and like top hats and all this stuff that you can do. Yeah, so you can play with your friends online with Mii Fighters.
And that's really cool. That kind of fits in with the way sort of Nintendo 3DS specifically handles Mii's, right? Where like through Street Pass features, you have like different hats and different outfits you can wear. This one, obviously in a fighting game, more geared towards Wii U, at least from what we've seen in screenshots. But you'll have access to both of these modes within the 3DS version as well.
Yeah.
So it's just a fun little way to kind of play with these characters. I think that's dope.
Well, that's the thing is, you know, they're very similar games, the 3DS and Wii U, but it seems like the 3DS one's focusing more on the Smash Run mode to incorporate all these ideas, whereas this one's focusing more just on, hey, have fun with custom characters and like in the actual fight, the 1-on-1 or 1-on-3 or whatever variations you want modes, and that's really interesting to me, and it should be pretty fun.
Yeah, no, I agree. Can't wait to see when we finally get our hands on it.
Yeah, exactly. For all of your Smash Bros. Needs, stay tuned to IGN.